Hello, and thank you for joining us on Bedbug Heat Doctor. My name is Dave, and today we're going to be talking about something that, if you're watching this video, you're probably already well aware of, and that's that there's been an epidemic in the proliferation of bedbugs really around the world, and certainly here in the United States, where they were almost eradicated over a decade ago. So we have a solution here at Bedbug Heat Doctor to a problem that you may be experiencing if you've discovered that you have some bed bugs in your hotel, your apartment complex, your nursing home, even schools, libraries, things like that. Are subject to an infestation of bed bugs. Any place where people are traveling, any place where they're sleeping, where they're spending any time, there's always the possibility that they could be bringing bed bugs into your establishment. As I indicated, Bedbug Heat Doctor does have a cost-effective and efficient solution to the problem. And today we are going to be talking a little bit about that. We're going to be demonstrating it in terms of the various components of setting up your room, first of all inspecting your room, ensuring that that you do have a problem, setting up your room, and then setting up the equipment, and then finally the results that you can expect and the efficiency of the equipment, and also the fact that this particular application that we're speaking about today, our Bedbug Heat Doctor solution, does have a multifaceted advantage to you that can be used for things other than just the eradication of bed bugs. So what I would like to do right now is bring on my associate Jeff, who is going to be working with me today on demonstrating Bedbug Heat Doctor solution. And so I'll have Jeff come on and we'll talk a little bit before we actually get into the demonstration. Jeff, just a few questions before we get into actually demonstrating the Bedbug Heat Doctor solution. Tell us a little bit about your company. How you got started in this, and how long you've been, been doing this, and particularly with this particular Bedbug Heat Doctor solution, what the origin of that is, and sort of how long that's been around.
It's a great question, Dave. We got into the bed bug business about 10 years ago. We own a pest control company. We operate that on a daily basis. And bed bugs happened to start popping up. We started learning about them. We got into them. At first, we started like everybody else treating with chemical. We got into the early adapter stage and we bought our first heat system and started treating with heat, realized there was better systems, moved up. Realized there was better systems, moved up, and that's where we discovered when we're looking for these systems, the Bedbug Heat Doctor system. So we're a distributor of the Bedbug Heat Doctor, and we started it in September of last year. We're now in over 35 states,
Right.
And Canada, with actual equipment being in place for the hotel owners.
And how about the solution itself, the equipment that we're going to be demonstrating today? How long has that been around?
Well, this equipment is 2014 model you'll be seeing today, but it's actually been around for about 5 years now. The manufacturer comes from a restoration business and developed this for the pest control business. That's why it's multifunctional, when you mentioned before, that it can do other multifunction things as far as like drying rooms for paint.
Right.
You can actually, if you have the sprinkler head come in, somebody knocked the sprinkler head off because they had a hanger on it and it went off, you can come in and dry the room out with it. It's a restoration thing for that. And if you have a room that you come in and you paint and do stuff, and you dry the paint. You can also basically you take the furniture. If you have to stain the furniture in a room, you can dry staining.
Right.
If you have an overflow on a tub or a toilet, you can dry rooms out like that.
Right. Jeff, you mentioned about chemicals, and obviously when you think about extermination activities and having an exterminator come into your home or whatever, or your place of business, generally what they do is they spray chemical. But in terms of bed bugs, it's sort of been proven, from what I understand and from what I've read, that the chemicals, although it may work for a period of time, it's not a long-term solution. Is that an accurate statement on my part?
That is correct. The resistance that they can build up can be anything from pyrethrins to cythruthrins, and so those products are out there. People are still using them. It might be effective depending on the strain of the bed bug, because there is different strains.
Right.
And so a lot of research goes into the chemicals, so they continually change those. But the thing is, they continually change those, and you have to be on top of it. Whether your pest control company has to be on top of it to actually be effective with the chemical range.
Right. What we're talking about here is something that's a little bit more long-term and permanent, but I guess I should throw a caveat in there that when we talk about permanence, you could treat a room today and somebody come in, with bed bugs in their suitcase or their briefcase, or, as you indicated, they sort of are capable of piggybacking on almost anything, and they could reinfect the room.
That is correct. You can get a reinfestation, even if you're using chemical or you're using heat.
Well, that's one reason I would think, as sort of a value-added element of this, that owning your own equipment really does have benefit, because there is no such thing as, I guess, a permanent removal of bed bugs, because it's an infestation could be as current as the next guest that comes in.
That is correct.
Right.
The good thing about having your own system is you can be proactive. If you think that the room may have it, even though you don't have a guest complaint, you can put it in there and take care of a problem that may not be there or may be there.
Well, we talked a little bit about in the introductory remarks about typically when people think about bed bugs, they think about, hotels primarily, but obviously you can have them in private residences, you can have them really any place where, people are transient, where people travel from one place to another because the bed bugs go with them. And we're talking about things like nursing homes, apartment complexes, even things like schools, libraries, movie theaters, restaurants. In your experience, have you run into those kinds of situations where bed bugs have been found in some of those types of places that I just mentioned?
We actually do. We have nursing homes that use this right now. We've been in movie theaters, and we've done those. We've actually been in homes and apartment complexes. We have apartment complexes that have the system now that they own. We have nursing homes that own the systems now. So it is multifunctional.
And bed bugs, I know they're typically nocturnal in terms of when they feed, is in the nighttime hours. But, I believe that from everything that I've seen and discussions that you and I have had, that you can see them during the day. And, how does a person go about spotting them, and what do they look like, quite frankly?
That's another great question. A bed bug is about the size of an apple seed.
Oh.
And so you can verify them by seeing them. The eggs are white in color, so if you have a dark sheets or a dark bedspread, you'll be able to see them on there. And then there are multi-stages, and so you'll see them moving and stuff. They are nocturnal, but they can adapt to a daytime situation where somebody's sleeping daytime-wise and still come out and breed and feed and crawl around. So you'll still be able to see them in the daytime, even if they're nocturnal.
Well, we've had an opportunity to speak a little bit about bed bugs and about the epidemic. Why don't we get into talking about the solution right now? And, I think the best way to do that is to actually demonstrate. And what we're going to be doing is sort of breaking this down into a couple of parts. First of all, as we just alluded to with our comments, we're going to be talking about inspecting your room, identifying, if indeed you have a problem and where that problem may be, and then how you would go about setting up. We're going to introduce you, of course, to the Bed Bug Heat Doctor solution. We're going to demonstrate how you would go about setting that up. We're going to talk about what you can experience in the aftermath of treating your room and the results that you can expect to achieve. And then finally, we're going to talk about how you're going to be able to bring this solution into your property and take care of any problem that you have either now or possibly in the future. So we'll be doing that as we move on to our next segment.